I would take a Trump rally over a Joe Biden rally every day, because there's no such thing as a Joe Biden rally, because his events are one where maybe 7 people might show up.
Joe Biden has never been able to draw a crowd. Couldn't draw a crowd at 1/20th of that size on his best day outside of the coronavirus crisis anyway.
I mean, Joe Biden has an event with empty folded chairs and painted circles on the floor. I'd love to see a Joe Biden rally. Let's bring it on, because there is no comparison.
There was a lot more empty space at Joe Biden's so-called campaign rally last week, where individuals were selected by the campaign to show up there. So if we want to compare and contrast which elections, that's what they're about. President Trump still has the upper hand on that.
Saturday night in the city of Tulsa in Ruby Red, Oklahoma, but the event was riddled with missteps, a much smaller than expected crowd.
They only had, it looks like the estimate is less than 7,000 attended. Yeah. In isolation, you could chalk that up to the health. But when you combine it with everything else we've seen over the last couple of weeks with his poll numbers, is this a troubling sign to the campaign that they have an enthusiasm issue?
Yeah, Chuck, and they've really raised expectations for this rally.
We know that the president behind the scenes was livid, extremely irritated by the low turnout.
For people familiar with what took place at the event, tell the New York Times that the president was stunned and continued to yell at aides backstage while looking at the endless rows of empty seats. 2 White House and campaign officials tell the Associated Press that Trump was upset that he had been led to believe he would see huge crowds in deep red Oklahoma.
Joe Biden has spent 78 days not talking to the press. It's been 78 days since he did a press conference for the people across this country to see what he stands for, who he is. He's been hiding in his basement.
Over 5.3 million people watched it on all of our digital media channels. And so the reach was far and wide. And that doesn't even include the TV numbers. We also did a pre-rally show, and that was over 2 million views.
I think the virus is a huge part of this. People ultimately, when push came to shove, said, I'm going to hold off on this. And there were lots of people watching at home. I do think that is a significant number.
Fear the other candidate wins. Biden's at 63-33. Enthusiasm for your candidate, Trump's at 62-31.
There's no question about it that the Trump supporters are more very enthusiastic about supporting him than the Biden supporters are about backing him.